Well, we were saying, Jessica, the U.S.-China trade dispute reportedly 90% resolved. We've seen the market reaction to that globally, and I suppose that includes the U.S. markets.
Thanks, Devin. Yes, absolutely. We saw quite a positive day in U.S. markets. The S&P 500 index rallying for a fifth straight session, matching its longest winning streak in about 2 months here. The NASDAQ also performing well, touching its highest level since October. But like you mentioned, investors very much focused on these trade talks between the U.S. and China. We had economic advisor Larry Kudlow come out today and say that the U.S. and China are making good headway on trade negotiations. They haven't come sort of close in on a deal yet, but they are hoping to get close to one later this week, so we will continue to monitor for that.
So we zone into this Amazon share price. I mean, Amazon hasn't had the best of times lately, but it has been given a bullish thumbs up today, and I see its share price up 30%.
Yes, well, we had quite a bullish call on Amazon from Jefferies. Jefferies coming out and saying that Amazon is undervalued and many of its growth opportunities are actually quite underappreciated. Jefferies sees Amazon shares rising upwards to $3,000 by 2021. Right now, shares are trading right around the $1,800 level. Essentially, this is quite a bullish call from Jefferies, and different segments of Amazon, like its web services and its advertising, are seen as quite profitable, and they're seeing it expanding at a faster rate than its core retail division. And Jefferies saying that it sees multiples expanding for these high-margin businesses. Jefferies reiterating a buy rating on the stock. So again, quite a bullish call on Amazon.
Yeah, and finally, Jessica, we were talking about the Brent crude oil price just minutes ago. It approached that $70 mark. But I see slowly retreating as the U.S. government showing us some data that inventories were up. What's the data really telling us?
Well, we had traders on their toes earlier this morning. Brent was just inching so close to that $70 a barrel key psychological level, but then backed off. And WTI also retreated after we did get that inventory release from the U.S. government that showed domestic crude stockpiles rose by 7.24 million barrels last week. Now, that's the biggest build since January, so quite an oversupply of crude right now. The report also showed that domestic production skyrocketed to a fresh record of 12.2 million barrels a day, so showing that drillers in the U.S. are not exactly going to stop here. WTI and Brent both dig down on the day.
Jessica Summers in New York, thanks indeed for those business insights.